Act 5, Scene 1 is a very important, though short, scene of Macbeth. This is the last time that we see Lady Macbeth on stage. And so we need to pay careful attention to this scene to analyze how the events of the play have affected Lady Macbeth. So the scene begins with a doctor and a gentlewoman. This is Lady Macbeth's lady in waiting, sort of. And so she is discussing with this doctor something that she has seen happen over and over again, but she has called the doctor now to give a report on what he sees going on. And what they see is Lady Macbeth sleepwalking. As we play through this scene, pay attention to Lady Macbeth's actions and her words. She's sleeping and she's also sleepwalking and sleep talking.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field. I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterward seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what, at any time, have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense are shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her continuing this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Damn spot. Out, say. 1, 2. Why then 'tis time to do it. Oh, hell is murky. Oh, fie, my lord. Fie, a soldier and a feared. What need we fear who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yeah, but who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? Oh, will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not, I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of the blood still. Oh, all the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh.
What a sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God it be, sir.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep, who have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands, put on your nightgown, look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on his grave.
Even so.
To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their death pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance, and still keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
So we see here Lady Macbeth walking in her sleep, talking in her sleep, and she's talking about all the previous scenes of the play. The notice that she has to have a light by her continually. She refuses to be in the dark, even though earlier in the play she summoned the darkness and asked the darkness to cover her. Now she cannot stand darkness. She is constantly washing her hands. And if you remember when they first killed Duncan, she said, "Oh, just a little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then?" And now she cannot get her hands clean. Will these hands never be clean? She's constantly washing her hands. The nurse says that she has known her to wash her hands for a quarter of an hour. And she even can smell the blood on her hands. She says, all the perfumes of Arabia could not sweeten this little hand, which calls back to or reminds us of Macbeth saying that all the water of the ocean couldn't clean his hands. She seems to go back and forth talking to her husband and talking to herself. She turns, and in some of the film representations that we'll watch, she turns and seems to be looking at the doctor, but she's talking to her husband when she says things like, "Fie, my lord, fie, a soldier and a feared." And so she kind of jumps back and forth between, "Oh, hell is murky," talking about murky meaning the darkness. And then, "Fie, my lord, fie, a soldier and a feared." She kind of jumps into that strength that we've seen from her before. But then she goes into, "The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? My hands will never be clean," because remember, blood represents guilt. The doctor and the gentlewoman are moved by this sight of her. Heaven knows what she has known, the gentlewoman says. The doctor says her heart is sorely charged. She's so burdened. The gentlewoman says, "I would not have such a guilty heart in my bosom for all the royal power that she has." The gentlewoman says it's not worth it. Whatever she's been through is not worth it to become queen. And then she ends with the line we looked at in warm up, "What's done cannot be undone," which implies a desire for it to be undone. The doctor ends by saying that these unnatural deeds have bred unnatural troubles. There's a theme that we have been tracking throughout the play of unnatural events. And he says, "Remove from her the means of all annoyance." It glosses that word of injury. Remove from her anything she could use to hurt herself, and keep your eyes upon her. The doctor is clearly worried that she might be so burdened that she would take her own life. And this is the last time we see Lady Macbeth on stage. We will have to wait and hear about what happens to her later.